All right, everyone. I wanted to talk a little bit about cryptocurrency and what I see it doing now. Of course, and you shouldn't have to make this, but I'm going to anyway for legal purposes. Disclaimer, I'm not an economist or an expert on financial matters. I'm not giving you any form of advice or trying to cajole you into buying or selling or trading anything. So, if you make a bad investment decision, it's your fault, dude. If you're taking advice from me on such a thing, I don't know what's wrong with you. You should take my advice on political polls more than anything else. But I wanted to tell you my own thoughts about it, which is like crypto from its most recent peak, which was fairly strong, has fallen off quite a bit. It's recovered for the last couple of days, but it's worth considerably less than it was. I think it lost a quarter or so of its value on average. Here's my thing. I'm going to hold my cryptocurrency. And here's my logic behind that. If I were to need a sudden infusion of some money, I would probably liquidate it. But even if there's only a small chance that it shoots back up and we see a repeat of what we had years ago, which is that people who invested early in crypto made a huge amount of money. Even if there's only a 1 in 1,000 chance of what McAfee and Torba and some of the others are predicting, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of these going massively upwards, there's no reason not to take that bet unless you have a compelling reason to liquidate that cryptocurrency. What I would say right now, though, one thing that's holding it back is usefulness. It's being used more and more, but for the average person, it remains more or less inaccessible for them to do anything considerable with cryptocurrency simply because of the somewhat higher bar to getting involved with it than certain other things. Like most people, they don't dabble in the stock market. There are some day traders that do it, wear their leisure suits, and on the weekend they go on the internet and buy and sell, Nike stock or something. But by and large, like 80% of the population doesn't really involve itself with that, to the exclusion of maybe some of those collective funds, like I think it's mutual funds and things of that nature. Most people don't directly get involved in stock brokering. The same is true of crypto, and this actually holds it back because if more people understood that it isn't that difficult to get involved with basic low-level mining or making a couple of purchases or simply having like an Exodus style, like a crypto wallet, I think if more people got in, it would rise anyway. And the thing is, in some cases, you have cryptocurrency that is essentially infinitely able to be partitioned into smaller sums, while there is a technical finite cap on the amount of crypto available. As long as it's useful and it's not regulated out of existence, it will tend to rise. This is what I personally choose to bet on. And again, I'm not giving you any advice to do the same. I'm just saying that's what I do in my own practice, crypto related. My biggest fear, in fact, my only major fear with crypto, other than like, world-ending asteroid, is crypto worth anything? No, because, computers aren't exactly working after that kind of EMP. With the exception of mass disaster on that order, where your USB drive's been melted by atomic fire or something like that, crypto stays around and potentially it rises very much in times of economic turmoil. But governments have shown a willingness to regulate. The problem is I see what happened like with Facebook's project there, which has fallen through now. It doesn't look like Facebook's crypto is going anywhere. It's dead in the water. There was an attempt there by an established tech monopoly to usurp the crypto world by making an easily controlled, surveillance-friendly, police-state crypto. And what would have happened if this had been successful? I'm thankful that by and large it's been rejected. If it had happened, the second part of my prediction, because I predicted that would be something that would happen, they would try to develop such things. Twitter's moving into blockchain technology right now for a reason. Trust me, big things ahead. Thankfully, most of these people, they've lost their mojo. They built their companies very successful. Now they're making stupid mistakes. They've forgotten what it's like 10, 15 years ago, so we're being a little bit protected at the moment. Here's what I would say. If you get big tech crypto or big state crypto released, what those states or their tech buddies will do is outlaw the other crypto. It's like, for instance, there's no reason that you can't make a payment processor similar to PayPal to compete with PayPal. But try getting banks to use it. Try getting corporations to use it. Try getting anyone to use it. They already use a different payment processor, PayPal or one of its earlier competitors. That is, the market is already monopolized. There's no wiggle. You can't get in because it's a vertical monopoly. You'll get curb stomped back to oblivion if you even try. Unless you are already massively rich like Facebook or Google, you're not getting into the market. Problem is, of course, when they try to get into the market, they face similar treatment, which means you either have monopolies as they are or new monopolies that'll be even more vicious replacing them. It's a downward spiral, I guarantee that. That being said, in the immediate term, there's no reason for anyone not under significant financial stress to liquidate their crypto to pay their bills. It's essentially like playing the lottery. What I'm doing is I'm saying I believe crypto will slowly work its way up. I'll probably have about the same amount then as now. There's no reason for me to get rid of it. It's just sort of a fun thing. And the added benefit is that there's that 1 in 1,000 chance that Torba's right, and all of a sudden a Bitcoin's worth $1 million. And if you cash out at that peak, you can pay off your student loans. You know, after you pay the government's blood money because they want to tax crypto. So the government takes a third or like 40% or something. You take the rest, you still get a pile of money at that point. You fix up the house, double your garden size maybe. You can put it into something productive. You can invest it or something, and then you can potentially make that money work for you, improve the way of life that you've got around you. Hopefully you're using it prudently, pay off your debt, control your debt, whatever. And then that would be something I'd be interested in doing. Of course, I wouldn't get massively wealthy, but it would definitely be it would be a fiscal windfall of significance for me if something like that were to happen based on the amount of crypto I actually hold. Would I mine it? I mean, again, if the bar for entry into that world were lower, I probably would, even if it wasn't fundamentally that profitable, just because it'd be kind of interesting. Yeah, okay, I'd set up a couple processors in the corner and I'd have a little crypto mining rig or something. And it would be interesting. It'd be something I could make a couple YouTube videos about, technically speaking, write that off as a tax write-off. Not that I would. Daddy IRS, don't worry, I am very, very above board with my write-offs. Don't fucking worry about it. I know better because I'm politically active and recognizable. It'd be funny, the IRS agent that's supposed to rubber stamp the taxes notices the name and says, oops, I guess I'm going to put this one in the audit pile. So you got to be careful if you're, online. That being said, though, crypto is, I think, interesting. It will, I think, gain popularity. It could go stratospheric. And the fact that it could means that even though it could also crumble into nothing, I'm not betting on that money being my nest egg. I'm not betting on the value of crypto that I currently have being, that's how I pay my bills. The fact that I hold crypto is how I'm going to get ahead in the world. My money is mainly coming from other semi-passive sources, books that have already been written, videos that have already in some cases been made. I'm absorbing that money. I would rather buy silver than buy crypto with, expendable money, I think. That's just because everyone wants their little box of pirate treasure. I mean, come on, it's just fucking fun. But I'm going to hold my crypto. Even if it were to crash right now again and my crypto were worth $10, I'd still hold it. The crypto is still there. It's just that the value has changed. Well, nothing's changed on the end of what you actually have in the productive sense. It's just that the allotted value has changed. But if it can fall, it can also rise. People bought Bitcoins when they were $1 a piece, bought a dozen of them, said, oh, this is fun. They hit $10. They sold them and said, wow, yeah, man, let's go out for dinner. If they had held on to them, though, it would have been a different story. The only other problem I have with crypto is that it's not readily useful outside of major urban centers, at a handful of kiosks, or in a few online senses. Every time you buy, sell, trade, or otherwise utilize crypto, there's a fee by the company involved processing things. The government taxes it when you mine crypto. It taxes it when you receive crypto. If I were to cash out my crypto through an exchange, I'd be taxed again. Because of that double or even triple dipping on taxes, other than simply holding it as a potential asset, there's no useful fundamental day-to-day purpose for it, unless it's already become stratospheric, in which case it may gain wider acceptance. But then if you've cashed out, gotten the cash, and used it for something productive in the meantime anyway, or invested it elsewise in stocks or a mutual fund, it's really a zero-sum game. It's no gain or loss. You're simply hedging your bets on what you think will grow the fastest and hopefully not collapse out of existence again. So I'll hold my crypto. I hold Bitcoin. I mean, links in the description of my crypto wallets. I have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, sort of the big three. I find it interesting. It's fun to have crypto because, for years you heard about, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, the blockchain, and being part of that is, it's a little bit interesting. It allows me to make YouTube videos on the subject that are at least, slightly halfway learned. Be interesting. Some people Christ, they'll do daily updates 6 days a week, an hour a piece on the crypto markets and stuff. Some of it, it's going to go over your head. It's like listening to stockbrokers analyzing the latest trends in consumer goods, ROI, everything, all of these indexes that they talk about. And it's like, mathematics is something most of us got away from after we left school. We don't want to have to do that much math. I mean, I can add and subtract in my head, but I don't want to sit there and have to do trigonometry in order to understand how much money I have. It's not necessary. That's about all. Peace out.